911, what is your emergency? What is going on? Hello?
My mom was a knife. She's shot her.
Who has the knife?
My sister.
An innocent mother stabbed over 170 times in her own home by someone she trusted, but behind this horrifying attack was a far darker plot, orchestrated by her own husband. This is the chilling story of Lisa Knoefel, a woman betrayed not just by a foster daughter she welcomed into her home, but by the man who vowed to love and protect her. Lisa Knoefel was a dedicated social worker, a loving wife, and a mother of two. She had everything going for her. But in November 2012, her life would come to a shocking and violent end. Lisa had been fostering a troubled teen named Sabrina Zunich, an 18-year-old with a rough upbringing, who had found a home in the Knoefel family. Little did anyone know, her arrival would mark the beginning of a sinister affair and a deadly plot. Lisa's marriage to Kevin Knoefel seemed normal from the outside, but behind closed doors, Kevin was manipulating Sabrina Zunich, a vulnerable teenager placed under their care. Kevin, nearly 30 years older than Sabrina, began grooming her soon after she moved in. Their inappropriate relationship quickly escalated into a full-blown affair, and soon, Kevin was convincing Sabrina of an unthinkable plan: kill Lisa. In Kevin's twisted mind, eliminating Lisa was the only way to be with Sabrina.
When was it, after you started to live there on a daily basis, that your relationship with Kevin changed? When did the sexual needs start to change?
It all started not with sex, but with massages, because he was a truck driver and his legs would cramp, so it was inner thigh. Then it progressively got into sex.
Does he ever tell you, hey, you can't tell anybody about this?
All the time.
Did he say what would happen if you told?
Then you'd be taken out of my care and I could lose my foster parent license.
What did you say in response to that?
I would never do that.
Okay.
Telling him. This Kevin Knoefel, my foster father.
More than that, Kevin stood to gain an $800,000 life insurance payout if his wife was gone. He used his emotional hold on Sabrina to persuade her that murder was the only option. On the night of November 16th, 2012, while Kevin conveniently arranged to be out of town, Sabrina armed herself with a knife. She entered Lisa's bedroom and, in a horrifying frenzy, stabbed her over 170 times. Lisa's screams filled the house, waking up her 13-year-old daughter, who witnessed the final moments of the brutal attack. The daughter, in shock, made a frantic 911 call.
911, what is your emergency? What is going on? Hello?
My mom was a knife. And she's bleeding her.
Okay, this is your sister?
Yeah, and she's doing my mom with a knife. Will you please tell her?
She's doing what to your mom with the knife? You need to take a deep breath for me so I can understand you.
No, I did. Please tell me. My mom's gonna die, please.
What?
But by the time police arrived, it was too late. When the police arrived, Sabrina was still in the house, holding the murder weapon. She didn't run. She didn't resist. The evidence was clear. Sabrina had killed Lisa, but what wasn't clear at the time was why she had done it. Sabrina remained silent, leaving police puzzled about her motives. It wasn't until Sabrina was in custody that the truth began to emerge. Investigators soon discovered the illicit relationship between her and Kevin, the manipulation, the deceit, and the promise of a future together with Sabrina was all Kevin's orchestration. Kevin had spun a web of lies, convincing her that if Lisa was out of the picture, they could collect the insurance money and live happily ever after. It was a plan so twisted, only someone as vulnerable as Sabrina could have been drawn into it.
What do you recall?
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Getting done with my homework? Going, I don't know, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bed.
And we're at home?
Mm-hmm.
What, anything unusual happen?
I don't know.
Trying to get Sabrina to crack, detectives try a new line of questioning to try to get an emotional reaction out of Sabrina.
How do you get along with Kevin?
Kevin and me are cool. I mean, he's more the one that helps me out. Because this has Megan to deal with. And so we made agreements a long time ago that if I need anything, that I can go to Kevin.
How about with Lisa? How do you dealing with her?
Me and Lisa have never been the best. She's never seemed to like me, and she's been wanting me out of the house.
What's your thoughts on how Lisa is not alive now?
What?
Well, you had a knife. You stabbed Lisa.
I did.
Yes, you did. And Megan called the police.
That can't be true.
Bree, it is. I'm sorry.
This was really dead.
Denise is dead. Sorry.
I don't believe this. Nobody else is hurt.
Nobody else was hurt. Thank goodness. Kevin, do you know anything that was happening at the house the night before you left for work that night?
Well, hang on a second. We just talking about his wife's work. What's going on at the house the night before is not his wife's work.
Okay. Where does your wife work at?
County Children's Services.
What does she do there?
She was a social worker for the children's section.
Were you and Lisa in the process of going through a divorce?
Okay, now we're getting outside the scope.
Kevin Knoefel continued to deny his involvement, but Sabrina, now realizing she had been used as a pawn in Kevin's plot, came forward with the full story. She testified against him.
What we believe from conversations is that what led up to this homicide, to this murder, is that there was another party involved in planning that.
Yes. It was Kevin Knoefel, my foster father. It was Kevin's idea, and it was talked about after we were having sexual relations, and him and Lisa were having problems in marriage. He wanted to get a divorce, but Haley, which is the 3-year-old daughter of his and her, was in the picture, and he wanted full custody. She would get custody, or it would be shared, and he didn't want that happening. So the alternative was for this to happen.
In 2014, he was convicted of conspiracy to commit aggravated murder and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And what about Sabrina Zunich? While she ultimately carried out the murder, it was clear that Kevin's influence had pushed her to the edge. Sabrina was sentenced to life in prison as well, with the possibility of parole after 30 years. She expressed remorse for what she had done, realizing too late that Kevin had manipulated her emotions for his own gain. In the end, Lisa Knoefel lost her life in the most brutal of ways.
With the cooperation and planning with Kevin Knoefel.
Are you knowingly, freely, and voluntarily pleading guilty to 1 count of aggravated murder?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you purposely cause the death of Lisa Knoefel?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you use prior calculation and design and planning in order to commit that murder?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to say how sorry I am for all those I hurt. Lisa did not deserve what happened to her. I ask forgiveness be given to me not for my benefit, but for those who need the healing process to begin. I can't explain how much remorse I have and how much sadness I deal with.
This case is a chilling reminder of how manipulation, deceit, and vulnerability can turn deadly. How far can someone be pushed under the influence of a master manipulator? And how many lives can be destroyed in the process? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.